Okay, we're glad to have you back. It's time to take a look at the headlines this morning. We have, as usual, on a day like this, a lecturer of the University of Lagos, Dr. Dan Ekere. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Really nice to see you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's begin with the Punch newspaper. Obasanjo denies supporting Buhari, says even morons won't describe the president's mediocre performance as superlative. That's a very strong statement to make.
Wow, I think that is...
He was criticizing the outing of President Buhari in the United States.
So what were his reservations? What was he expecting the president to do that he didn't do? I think I watched a little of the visit, particularly where he had an audience with the American president. And although there are a few things that were expected that could have been done that were not done, but at the same time, I don't think it was a bad representation. I don't think it was a bad representation. He presented the critical issues, the issue of security, which is a major issue, and how support can be garnered, despite the kind of the statement by the president of America that was somehow derogatory. But I don't expect...
Which statement would you be referring to?
That has to do with corruption. The way he described corruption, as if everything in Nigeria is corruption. But well, they could, they have a right to have a perception. But then, what is.
Well, someone would say those are world stage opportunities you don't get every day, where you would have sold your country and push forth some of the agenda.
As far as many Nigerians are concerned, compared to the outing in the UK,
we're looking at previous
that's a better outing. Whether he sold Nigeria well or demarketed or marketed is another thing entirely.
All right. Nigeria going nowhere without restructuring. Anyoku, Adebanjo, Lekot, Modo. Others are saying, the elder statesmen are saying, if there's no restructuring,
nothing.
But that is quite obvious that the way we are going, we are just moving around the circle. We are no progress. Forget about the indices of ease of doing business, investment destination, GDP. Those are just economic terms. Reality on ground, we know that we are nowhere, and
especially
we are likely
now that we hear that half of the 36 states are totally insolvent. And you wonder, is it a function of the structure of governance in Nigeria that makes it so?
Of course it is, because I have never seen any federation where, the federal government shares money. I have not seen. The few I know of, they contribute to the center, not the center giving them. But the one we operate today...
So basically we're still running a unitary system.
It is in practice. We are just calling it a federal system.
Police arraigned Melaye on attempted suicide. You can see the picture of Senator Dino Melaye there being taken to the court on stretcher.
So what was the expectation now, that the man will say something there or what, in that mood? Or they just want to show him? Was it a show of shame or what is it? Well, because I do not think that mood, Melaye was going to say anything. You are not going to ask him, will you put him in the witness box as he was?
Well, not the way he is.
So what is it? What was the point bringing him to the court?
Well, the police seems to have all manner of allegations against
so many,
from gun running and then attempted suicide.
With all the allegations, you can
to escape. Attempt to escape
from. Certainly has a legal representation. So that could take.
And after the 90 million naira bill that he gets,
all of that could be done. After all, the man is already in police net. So why bring him to the court?
That's the point.
All right, and this is The Nation. Restructuring a must, say Anyoku, Akintoye, and others. Well, as far as they're concerned, Adesanya was a soldier of democracy. Of course, this was at the Adesanya memorial. All right, Senate seeks full compliance with ban on codeine. Codeine is a clear and present danger as far as Nigerian youth, are concerned. Whether it's in the north or south,
wherever it is, it doesn't matter the geographical location. But it seemed to be more, in the north. The rate of consumption And
including women. That's the
he has no respect for sex.
It doesn't.
What is happening is really terrible, and a situation where we are going to have more mad people than sane people is going to create a very terrible, situation for us in this country. So the earlier that ban is implemented, the better for us. Because if we continue with the way it is, since a lot of people have already realized that people seem to be, tilted towards drug addiction, drug abuse, then the safest option is actually to just
a report came out
it.
not too long ago saying that 65% of Nigerians, 65% actually have some form of mental health issues or the other. So when you now throw in drugs, hard drugs, into the mix, you're really truly compounding.
What as young as 20, as young as 17, 18, as young as 21, what's in the mind of young people?
You're talking about teenagers and people in the early 20s. Exactly. They are giving them drugs in the primary schools.
Exactly.
How do you even explain
But what
that?
I'm even saying is,
why do they
what's the problem they have that they need to take drugs in the first place?
Now, some might not actually be taking
Is it about
these
even
drugs
problems or peer
with
pressure?
the aim of, becoming addicts. But it is equally reported that that drug has the tendency of getting you addicted.
Oh, yeah.
So once you take it and the thing begins to, attract you the more, before you know it, you're already an addict.
It's a real big problem. NNPC sets 2020 deadline for zero gas flaring. Yeah, we've been hearing that forever. I'll never endorse Buhari, says Obasanjo, and presidency statement not worthy of response. Of course, remember that Buhari in the US said Obasanjo's letter, that first letter, was full of insults.
What?
Okay.
They know what they are doing.
80 billion naira more. 80 billion naira more for Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. All right. Government slams 14 new charges against Dasuki. Melaye rearrested after 90 million naira bail. Ndidi retains Leicester Young Player Award. Al-Makura to run Ekiti governorship primary.
Sorry, baby, this Dasuki, what other allegations are they raising? The man is already serving jail term, more or less. Despite,
even when not convicted by the court officially.
That is it. So what is the essence of all these charges?
Well, we'll find out.
All right. The Daily Sun now, Buhari's 2019 re-election bid. Obasanjo, no. And it's written there, it's still being quoted, the mediocre performance of Buhari cannot be described by anybody as superlative. For the record, Obasanjo has not and cannot endorse failure. The presidency is saying no comments. Well, I guess we'll begin to, as the days as we get closer to the election, we're going to be seeing more of this,
more drama.
Don't forget, President Buhari actually said that God will judge past leaders. Would that include himself?
I mean, well, he's one of the past leaders in Nigeria.
I mean, it's just clear that if he's a past leader and God is going to judge past leader, logically, God will judge him. So
he was one of those. So, recession exit, Nigeria's poverty increased in 2017. The World Bank is coming up with that report.
Yeah, but they were there when it was said that we're out of the recession. So was it that they didn't see it then, and or is it after recession, a higher recession is not coming in, or what is it? That is why I'm always to worry sometimes with this theoretical, judgment and evaluation of systems, that there's this indices, when people are even getting more hungry, and you are saying that we have improved somewhere. Well, it could improve for a set of persons, but I don't know that
they haven't seen poverty increase.
That is what I'm telling you. So what could lead to increase in poverty? Is it not when, I mean, you are not either productive or that you don't have what, could make your life more meaningful?
Well, you know what? India used to have the unenviable position of having the highest number of poor people in the country. Now Nigeria has taken over from that as number one.
All right. We have other police rearrest Melaye after arraignment, and then mass DSS operatives take over National Assembly security as IGP Sean Senate again, and herdsmen kill 6 in Benue, injure scores. And Shiites ground Abuja for El Zakzaki. And this issue is still on. Remember the protest in Abuja some time ago.
And these are issues that have to do with human rights abuses. And the government seems not to be budging in this at all.
To the Vanguard now, Buhari bungled talks with Trump. That's according to Obasanjo. Says president lost opportunity to self-redeem in the U.S. adds a rumor that he has decided to support Buhari is false. Well, no response to Obasanjo's statement from the presidency. We already looked at that. Nigeria is sitting on a time bomb without restructuring. Ayonko, Lekwot, Modo, Adibanjo, others say. There's really nothing else other than the movie bombings. FG directs security agencies to protect worship centers and markets.
Well, they've always been directed, and maybe it's only the ones that are bombed that they will focus on, or each time they bomb, that's when they take it serious. I wonder how many security operatives are going to attach to each worship center.
That's the point. Do we have enough to deploy? Okay, this is an interesting one. Looting, my appointees will face the music if that's Buhari.
If what?
If they are found to be have dipped their fingers or their hands in
anything to follow up whether they are. So when I mean that is just a political statement, because if the man is prepared to to actually do what he has said now, by now there should have been a machinery in motion to investigate. I mean, monies have been moving.
Nigerians have not forgotten the former SGF.
Is he after he's out of office that he's going to do that? I don't think that's I would take him serious on that. Until he put this the machinery in motion.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and there'll be special courts anyway to try those found guilty. All right, let's drop that.
All right, this day newspaper, Melaye arraigned for alleged suicide attempt, granted bail. We've passed that, and then report explains effect of Nigeria's low minimum wage on workers' output. Well, the labor unions are moving for about 66,500
66,500, yes.
As minimum wage.
And they're saying
they've adjusted
it has to be that figure or nothing.
No, it's always a starting point. Labor, when labor go into negotiation, they are not expecting that what they propose is what you get. But that is not to say that what they have even proposed can even take you home in terms of, in
the real term.
Yes.
What is that living wage that Obasanjo actually talked about in his time when he was president? What is that living wage that the average Nigerian worker will get that will make him feel that, yes, I am getting back from whatever I'm putting in to the system.
That will motivate you, that will inspire you to want to do the right thing.
That will make him not to go the way of corruption, for example.
Yes.
Not to be scared that the children's school fees are approaching.
Must be the kind of
not to be scared that when the wife falls sick or any of the children fall sick, that there will be a good hospital to attend to them.
That wage is all embracing. It's not just about the cash you go home with. It's equally about the facilities you enjoy. So if the hospitals are there and you have this, insurance, you are so guaranteed that each time you have any medical issue, you can access, treatment.
Yes.
Then you are secured. You do not need to, become a power operating, company on your own. You don't need to be a construction company that will make roads.
A whole local government
on your own. If those facilities are all there, all you now need is you have the schools and you are sure that your ward can go to school, and then what you need is just to take care of yourself.
We had an economist here
it
one
goes
time.
beyond the take-home pay in terms of cash.
We had an economist here one time who said that when it comes to minimum wage, what the figure should be is 500,000 naira as minimum wage originally in Nigeria, considering all the factors and standards.
Because you are providing your own electricity.
In South Africa, they're asking
your
for
water, providing this, providing that.
12,000 rand.
So at the end of the day, that is what it is.
In dollar. Okay.
All right. That's Dokpesi's U.S. visa revoked over looters list, and those are the headlines from this day.
Okay, and the New Telegraph is our final paper this morning. U.S. visit. You bungled your redemption. OBJ tells Buhari, says, I'll never support failure. He's really using strong words. Gas flaring deficit forecast hits 33.6 billion naira. FG files fresh charges against Dasuki, 13.5 billion naira money laundering. Attaches list of beneficiaries. And PDP to Oshibajo, name looters of $3 billion. Okay, so the PDP, they're obviously claiming that they have one on the APC too.
They have on both sides. You always have that will always be.
Dr. Dan Ekere, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, we'll certainly be keeping you for our next discussion. Let's go on a break, and when we come back, it is World Press Freedom Day today, and let's talk about that next on the program. Stay with us.